Ronell Nolan, President, CEO, Health Agents for America, coming to you live this Monday. Still coming off the high of the HAFA Agent Summit, the best speakers and sponsors and volunteers that helped make the conference so successful in bringing you to the nation's capital and introducing you to the HAFA DC office. It was just an amazing experience, and I hope that it and you felt the same. Please put on your calendar, we're already preparing for Summit 2025 at the Hotel Monteleon in New Orleans, August 14th and 15th. So make sure you put that on your calendar. You do not want to miss it, and expect the unexpected. Tomorrow at 4 o'clock Central Standard Time, Texas members are invited and encouraged to join a Zoom with our HAFA legislative chair and I, talking about our plans to go to DC, our plans to figure out who Texas HAFA heroes are. So if you can join us, we'd appreciate it. We're looking for a team that wants to make a difference in Texas. On Friday, the 23rd, this Friday, 10:30 Central Standard Time, Senator Mullins' health policy person, Jake Johnson, reached out and asked if we could have a fireside chat with him, talk about what's going on in our industry, let him know what's going on in the Senate. Very exciting about this meeting. You do not have to be from Oklahoma. We would encourage everyone to join and listen to what's going on in Senator Mullins' office, and ask any questions that we may have, or give a comment of what our concerns are that's happening to our industry. Mississippi Exchange still looks like it's on hold. Mississippi passed legislation that allowed them to create a state exchange. However, they already passed legislation without the intent. So right now it's in a holding pattern. They passed legislation. The governor has not sent a letter of intent. If he doesn't, then they're at a stalemate. So Mississippi is on hold. Georgia, I still haven't heard the CMS final approval, but I do expect that any day if it hasn't happened already. Registration is there. Go ahead and register for Georgia, register for the FFM, do your certification, get all that straight. As we've talked about in the past, we have heard rumors of someone getting the governor of Louisiana to write an intent to CMS about a Louisiana Exchange. We continue to say this issue needs to be studied, and we need to make sure that this is something that's good for our state. Last week, I flew to Georgia. Georgia's on my mind. Flew to Chicago and went to the NAIC meeting. That's the National Association of Insurance Commissioners. I have passed on attending this event in the past because it's a bit pricey, and I wasn't sure of the value that it would bring to our association. But I realized they had an AntiFraud Committee, and I wanted to at least attend that meeting, and the NAIC allowed me to attend that meeting without paying the full registration. However, after getting there and seeing the commissioners of insurance and seeing, the state regulators, it's something that we will attend in the future. Also, I went to the anti-fraud meeting, and the commissioners and regulators all gave their presentations. It was awesome. And then at the end, they asked if there was any questions or comments. And of course, I raised my hand and asked if I could take the mic. And in taking the mic, I said, you're missing one important part of this whole equation. You're missing the good agent stories. And I talked about the fact that, the reason there's fraud, input name, date of birth, state, easy to obtain anyone's policy information. So we talked about that. And so exciting, of course I said way more than that, but y'all know me. After that, I was told that NAIC wanted to put me on the agenda for next meeting, total plus. There was several people that came up to me and said that they wanted to talk to me about good agents. Georgetown 1 and an Anti-Fraud Coalition 2. So we are getting our word out there that we are not bad agents. And I'm not even going to say that they're bad agents, and that's something else that I, said at the mic. It's bad entities, because at this point we do not know if they're agents, if they're call centers, if they're people from another country. We have no idea. We do know that good agents are losing their ability to sell within the FFM. And if that is happening, then you need to contact Jay Napoli at Dicer's Law. But exciting NAIC meeting. ACA Way coming up soon. It's a free summit in Fort Lauderdale on September 17th. You need to go ahead and register and attend. Doesn't matter if you're from Florida, if you can make it. I encourage you to make it. I'll be speaking. Dean Mose will be speaking. James Napoli will be speaking. Jay Thomas from the Department of Insurance in Florida. A lot of people will be speaking, and I'd love to have your support. Also, HAFA will have a table, so excited about that. And then there is a stakeholders meeting in Utah, CMS ACA Stakeholders Meeting. I know Dean Mose will be in attendance with other folks. I will be there. Trish Freeman will be there. And that is the end of September, September 30th. So there is a cost for that, but there is a HAFA discount. So if you reach out to me, I'll be happy to share that with you. Social Security requirements, CMS has said that you must input a Social Security number. So I don't know anyone that's avoiding it unless it's a new baby and you don't have it yet. But if you are someone that has avoided or know someone that's avoiding it, CMS is, putting the hammer down on that. NPN override, you're supposed to use your own NPN. And CMS came out and said, everyone must have a contract with the carrier in their state. Well, I absolutely raised the concern that in many states, the insurance companies are not giving out contracts, and that's the reason folks work under an agency or a agency NPN. So they've come out with some NPN override information, and it says that you must have a contract if your state requires it. So recently I met with the Commissioner of Insurance in Louisiana, and he said, Louisiana doesn't require that. So let me know if your state doesn't, and if you're concerned, definitely let's call your Department of Insurance and find out. A couple of things I want to share. We talked on the Hill about the Medicare changes, that there's now going to be a $2,000 cap on Medicare Part D, which is going to make almost all employer plans not credible, meaning that those folks are going to have to join a Medicare Part D plan or have a penalty for the rest of their lives. We're very concerned with that part. We're very concerned with the cap and what insurance companies pulls out. What does that do to the formulary? Are people still going to be able to get the same medications? So there's a lot of concerns around this. We discussed it on the Hill. As I said, we're writing a white paper, and we will start a letter writing campaign to those on Capitol Hill. If you'd like to get involved, we'd love to have you help. It looks like I've come to the end of my stack of papers, and to the end of the time I should be spending sharing this information with you. But know that I'm here. I'm always here to help. Much love to our agent community. I hope to see you in Miami or Utah. Have a great day.